Right now at noon, the Sun Prairie Fire Department is investigating what caused a fatal apartment fire. We'll have the very latest. And there's a new member to the royal family, what Prince Harry is saying about his new son.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Monday. We'll have those stories for you in just a bit. But first, let's head over the weather to the Weather Center. Yes, it is Monday. Dana Fulton has a look at your first alert forecast.
Wake up. It is Monday. It's also a little cloudy outside. We just can't find the sunshine right now. An overcast sky for us throughout southern Wisconsin. We have a live look currently from our Queen Bee Radio Sky Cam in Platteville. Again, those clouds just low hanging, keep the sky pretty gray for us. Throughout the day, we've already seen a few showers. Most of the showers have really been favored towards the southeast corner of the state as that moisture is really pushing to the east. And you can see that on our visible cloud check. The heavier clouds actually to the east also, but we still have those lower lying clouds blocking out the sun for us. We may see a few pockets in the western edge of the state, stretching from La Crosse down to Dubuque, but likely not going to see much. Temperature-wise, it's a little cool outside. We've dropped quite a bit compared to where we were at this time yesterday. 54 degrees in Madison and 55 in Dubuque. And notice that huge temperature cutoff, 62 in Rockford right now. We will not be seeing that warmer air moving our way. And in fact, much of the rest of the week looks quite cool and cloudy for us. But we'll take a closer look at the temperatures ahead in just a quick second. Mark?
Well, we had a nice weekend, so.
Yeah, the weekend was fine.
Yeah, all right. We'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you, Dana. Topping the news today, investigators are working to determine what caused a structure fire that killed one person in an apartment building in Sun Prairie last night. Dane County Communications says a call came in around 9:15 last night for a fire with victims reportedly trapped. When crews arrived, a heavy fire was visible from a second-story unit located at 205 South Bird Street. The first crew on the scene searched the lower apartment where 3 residents were assisted out from the fire area. One of those residents transported to the hospital. Later on, firefighters reported a fatal victim on the second floor of the building. Firefighters say the building did not have a sprinkler system due to the building's age.
I think that a sprinkler system keeps almost all fires in check until the fire department gets here. So you don't see fatalities with buildings with sprinkler systems. I'm not trying to put us out of business, but that's a fact.
All 16 units in the apartment building were evacuated and displaced overnight. Red Cross is assisting victims. At this time, there's no word on the extent of damage. Authorities say 2 children found dead in a Seymour home were slain, and an adult man found dead in the home killed himself. Police found the bodies of 35-year-old Andrew Poppy, 4-year-old Madeline Sampson, and 3-month-old Haley Poppy, April 19th. Authorities believe all 3 were stabbed. Investigators have also previously called the case an isolated incident. Court documents say an officer went to the home the day before on April 18th after a woman said she was assaulted by Poppy, who had threatened to kill her and her children. The House Judiciary Committee will hold a hearing Wednesday to hold Attorney General William Barr in contempt. This after he failed to meet Monday's deadline to hand over an unredacted version of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report. Barr missed an earlier deadline last week and skipped an appearance before the House Judiciary Committee.
We didn't choose not to have Mr. Barr come. He chose. We cannot permit him or anybody in the administration to dictate the manner in which we function.
This morning, President Trump fired off a series of tweets attacking efforts by Democrats to have Special Counsel Robert Mueller appear before Congress. President Trump tweeted, "No collusion, no conspiracy, no obstruction. All the crimes are on the other side." But on Friday, the president seemed to support Mueller's appearance. The U.S. is positioning the military in the Middle East as a deterrent to threats against Americans in the region. U.S. intelligence has been picking up warnings that Iran is making plans to possibly attack Americans both at sea and on land, including U.S. troops in Iraq. National Security Advisor John Bolton said the move is meant to, quote, send a clear and unmistakable message to the Iranian regime that any attack on United States interests or on those of our allies will be met with unrelenting force. There is celebration across Britain as Prince Harry's wife, Meghan Markle, has given birth to the nation's newest royal baby. The baby boy, who is 7th in line to the throne, weighed in at 7 pounds 3 ounces, and Harry and Meghan are still thinking about names.
I'm so incredibly proud of my wife, and as every father and parent would ever say, you know, your baby is absolutely amazing, but this little thing is absolutely to die for, so I'm just over the moon.
It'll be a couple of days before Harry and Meghan share their son with the world. The couple broke decades of tradition by keeping the birth of Britain's newest royal private. 4 baby ducks were rescued by the Belleville Fire Department yesterday. According to a Facebook post, Station 3 went to the Memorial Hospital where the ducks were caught in a storm sewer. Tony Higgins went in the sewer and saved all 4 of the ducklings. Afterwards, Higgins reunited the ducklings with their mother in the lake at Bellevue Park. And Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals is happening tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks will take on the Celtics tonight in Boston. The game will tip off at 6 o'clock, and you can see it on TNT. Right now, the Bucks lead the series 2-1. Game 5 of the series will take place Wednesday night at Milwaukee. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Want to give your taste buds a trip to the South Pacific? You can, and there's no passport required. If going to the South Pacific is on your bucket list, then you better start saving. Just for the fun of it, I checked out what the average airfare is, and let me tell you, it's a pretty penny. So while you're saving, I have just the thing so you can have the taste of the South Pacific without leaving home. All we do is saute a few thick-cut pork chops that we seasoned with a bit of salt and pepper. After both sides are golden, we take them out of the skillet. And in the same pan, we add the juice that we drained from a can of pineapple, a good amount of ketchup, a bit of water, some brown sugar, and a splash of apple cider vinegar. After this comes together, we toss in some chunked up pineapple, some sliced carrots, and a green pepper that we cut into chunks. Once the sauce heats up, we put the pork chops back in to cook through. Then fasten your seatbelt, because your taste buds are in for a tropical treat. Serve this over some white rice, which is perfect to soak up all that sauce. Do yourself a favor. Head over to our website now so you can enjoy our South Pacific pork chops as soon as tonight. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a tropical way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Thank you, Howard. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, a cloudy and rainy start to the work week. Meteorologist Dana Fulton will have your first alert forecast when we come back. Our Call for Action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer issues. You can call our hotline. Volunteers will help you with any consumer complaints. The number is 608-270-2833. The service is open every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 11 and 1. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials down 204 points. The NASDAQ down 82. The S&P 500 is off 26. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee. I think trade talks with China and additional tariffs is taking a toll on the markets.
That's absolutely right, Mark. It started in the overnight hours when I walked in this morning. I didn't know what train hit the market, and then started discovering the tweets about possible higher tariffs being imposed on China as soon as this week. This morning, the vice president of China did not get on the plane with his trade delegation. They're on their way back to Washington, D.C., where trade talks are supposed to be resuming. Now, with this cloud over the marketplace, not exactly sure what kind of positive thoughts we can expect out of this discussion. So we will wait and see, but it has taken its toll quickly on our commodities, corn, beans, and wheat. And then, as if that's not bad enough, add insult to injury, the fluid market as far as weather is concerned, definitely weighing on the minds of farmers. I talked to Dr. Joel Lauer, University Extension corn specialist, last week, and he said, you know, it's all gloves off now as far as corn planting is concerned. We're already behind, whether you're a farmer in northern Wisconsin or southern Wisconsin. We need to have that corn in the ground. But he said we're going to have to exercise patience, because if you get in a rush, decide that you're going to go out to those fields that may still be a little wet, a little gummy, that is the kind of decision you're going to pay for the rest of the growing season. So like it or not, we're going to have to wait until these fields dry out just a little little bit more. Dairy markets today in Chicago, that is a positive sign of life. Barrel cheese today up 3 3/4 cents to $1.70. 40-pound block cheese up 2.5 to $1.70. And the AA butter today up a penny at $2.28 1/4 per pound. So that is the only silver lining that I can bring to our markets today, Mark. I think the real interesting developing story is going to be what the tone of conversation is going to be like between the United States and China out in Washington, D.C. Last week it sounded so good, and then with just a few moments over social media, things can change on a dime. I wish our weather could do that.
Yeah, the weather's not look any better either, so.
No.
Nothing but bad news today, Pam.
Yeah,
Let you go.
no kidding.
See you later. Here's Dana now with that wet forecast.
It's a little cloudy, a little soggy outside for us still. Everything's also a little cool, so I decided to hang out inside this morning. I'm sorry I couldn't hang out with the clouds. So I went up to Wanakee, actually, La Petite Academy. The preschoolers there having all sorts of weather questions. We got to read, of course, Peppa Pig, trying to find some muddy puddles. So that was fun. There are plenty of muddy puddles for us outside right now. And those students, again, full of great questions, and they know exactly what to do if there's severe weather or how to dress, of course, for each season. So really up to where they need to be at that age. So a few many meteorologists out there. Now, if you ever want to schedule a weather visit, you can always send us an email, weather@WISC-TV.com. You can visit with myself or any of the other awesome meteorologists we have on staff. So just shoot us an email, or you can message on Facebook and Twitter, whichever is easiest for you. Right now, our Doppler track's actually pretty quiet throughout the state for us. Most of the rainfall to the south and east. We may still see a few more showers slide through. Most of it, though, kind of out of here for us now. Just cloudy outside. Our cold front that crossed through, bringing some strong thunderstorms yesterday afternoon and evening, is to the south. It's actually going to stall for us for quite some time, but that counterclockwise rotation, of course, pulling a little northeast breeze through southern Wisconsin for us. So cooler air being pulled on in. Temperatures today below average and about a 20-degree drop compared to where we were at yesterday for our afternoon highs. We're going to continue to see cool air in place actually as we look through the rest of the week. Right now, again, it is 53 in Madison, about 62 in 62 in Rockford, and 65 in Peru. So that cold front just draped right through northern Illinois. 74 in Moline, a huge temperature gradient there between Moline and Madison, just a few-hour drive. And much of Wisconsin actually sitting in a very similar spot, just colder air in place for us. 14 degrees cooler compared to where we were at this time yesterday. Again, yesterday in the evening, we did have some storms come through, but earlier in the day, it really wasn't too bad outside. It was a little warm in the mid-70s for afternoon highs. So a 14-degree drop in Madison, 22-degree drop in Milwaukee. We are expecting our temperatures through the rest of this evening. Well, we'll hop up close to the mid to upper 50s and then fall through the 40s for our overnight lows. A few shower chances possible through the rest of the evening and overnight. Not a great chance for a lot of rain, but we may see a few sprinkles in there. By Tuesday morning, we'll be close to 40 for our overnight lows, and we are expecting a partly sunny sky. So a little bit of sunshine expected tomorrow, but there is a chance for some showers developing later on in the day. Afternoon highs will be again in the upper 50s for Tuesday. Wednesday brings a lot of rainfall coming through. We're expecting scattered showers to pick up in the afternoon. A few thunderstorms possible for us. Afternoon highs will struggle to get to 50 degrees. Right now, we don't have any severe potential. Of course, through the rest of the evening, just that slight chance for showers. Our friends down to the southwest, they are seeing a little stronger weather come through the plains. Heading into Tuesday, it's really anchored towards Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas, where we'll see the stronger storms. So no threat for us tomorrow, again, with that sunshine coming through. Sometimes with the sun, if it's too humid, we could see some stronger storms bubble up, and that's not going to be the case for your Tuesday. Again, temperatures will fall for us overnight, close to 40 for our overnight lows, with that chance for some showers coming through. It's just going to be a slight chance for us, but we may see a few little raindrops falling. Most cloudy sky otherwise. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s again tomorrow, but then we drop quite a bit, struggling to get towards 50 by Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be quite a bit cooler. Feels like we're backing up to early or mid-March for us. We have shower chances for Wednesday and Thursday. We could see anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of accumulation with that system coming through. It'll be a little more significant rainfall, but by the end of the week, temperatures will steadily rebound. We'll get closer to 60 for Saturday and Sunday. That's still below average, but at least it's not 50 for us. With some sun, it shouldn't be too bad outside by Saturday.
A lot of starts and stops this spring.
Yes, a little hint, and then it just gets pulled back away. And a little hint, and it goes
Eventually.
away. We're trying to get there. Right. Maybe by June.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Dana, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, Linda Barch from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. The number to call is 270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this. Linda Barch from the Bruce Company is here taking your plant and garden questions, 270-9933. We can't get spring outside, so we'll bring it inside.
Exactly. I brought a spring garden right here. These are all early blooming little, a type of primrose over here, and this little false forget-me-not. It's a type of bug gloss. It's called Jack Frost. And so when the flowers are not blooming, the leaves have a really pretty silvery cast to them. And we've got anemone passiflower, and then tiarella, and something called campion, and it does sort of look like the wild white campion, but it's a
These are all
bright
perennials.
pink. These are all perennials.
Full sun?
I think that no, you can put some of these in partial shade too. See, because since they bloom early on, they will take part shade. But this is one of my favorites. This is something called hellebore or Lenten rose. And aren't they gorgeous? That's one of the very first ones. It was blooming before when we got that snowstorm.
Wow.
They survived.
Very nice. All right, some great ideas there. Let's go to the phones. We'll start with Sue from Madison. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
Hi, which question?
My question is, why are my local house finches eating or nibbling on my autumn joy sedum?
Well, that's a question for somebody that does birds, because maybe they're lacking something in their diet and they just
Is it hurting the plants?
It's probably going to maybe damage some of it, but it's not going to hurt the whole plant. Those are once they're well established, they're pretty tough.
Okay. Rick in Madison. Hi, Rick.
Good afternoon.
Hi, which question?
I got a question about I had some boxwoods that have some winter damage. It's just like one spot here on another spot. It's not the whole plant. It's just individual spots. What can I do?
Well, Dick, I think that what you're going to have to do is just wait a little bit longer to determine. Probably the brown parts you're going to have to prune off. I'm seeing a lot of boxwood get damaged by that 35 below temperature snap that we had. And Japanese maples, there's a lot of things. I'm seeing a lot of winter damage. So
just cut out the dead.
Cut off the dead part. If it's extensive, wait a little bit longer and make sure that something is dead before you cut that off. But,
all right, let's go to Deerfield's Keith. Hi, which question?
Hi. I've got a lot of hostas. They're not the common variety. And in the last 2 days now, something's biting the tops of them off. They're just breaking through the winter freeze, you know.
Yes, that happens with some of my hosta, and of course, they always chew on the most expensive ones.
Of course.
Correct.
The little dwarf ones. So if it's bad, if you get them protected, it seems to stop later on. They don't. What's
eating them?
I think I've seen rabbits do some damage sometimes, but there could be some other little animals. And once it's past that real tender, yummy stage, then they seem to leave them alone.
So it's not bugs, it's animals.
I believe so.
All right, let's go to Linda in Barneveld. Hi, Linda.
Hi.
Hi, which question?
I had strawberries 2 years ago that had a fungus. I pulled them out, and I had nothing in there this last year. Can I plant in there, or do I have to treat the soil with something? I'm going to put something in other than strawberries.
Oh, all right. No, you don't have to put something in the soil. The new plants, the fact that you got rid of the source of the insect that it was attracted to, and you're going to put something else in. A lot of times, insects are very specific on what they feed on, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Not strawberries again.
Right.
All right, Becky in Cottage Grove. Hi, Becky.
Hi. I have a lot of moss in my yard, and especially with all the rain and stuff that we had last year. And I do have a lot of shady areas. How do I get rid of the moss and get grass back there?
Okay. When you've got a shady area and all the moisture, you're absolutely right. The rain that we had last year, I see more moss this spring than I have in a long time. I typically don't bother to try to get rid of it. But if it really bothers you, I mean, it covers the mud, and it doesn't have to be mowed, but if it bothers you, you can strip it off and then, of course, work up the soil and put some seed down, and do it early if it's a shady area, because before the tree leaves out.
And there's grass seed for shade.
Shade gets specific blend that is for a shady area.
All right, Stan from Richland Center. Hi, Stan, what's your question?
Hi, are there any butterfly bushes that are more adaptable for our area?
Well,
seems like they don't last very long.
No, they don't. Yeah, they aren't exactly, they're not a woody. I mean, they are woody, but they just don't seem to be something that lasts for a long time. I think the purple ones are supposedly a little bit hardier, so try that. If you've gone with the pink ones, I've heard the purple ones. And they have them at the Arboretum.
Yeah.
They survive there.
All right, we're out of time. Thank you for calling in. If you're on the line, stay there. Linda will talk to you off the air. We'll see you next time.
Very good.
Dana has one final check of the forecast.
So right now we're actually getting a brief break in the rain, but the cloud coverage just hanging around for us. Our Doppler track's pretty quiet, but the cloud deck staying around. If you do have any plans outside this evening, do know that you may feel a raindrop or two, that chance for a few sprinkle spots. Otherwise, just cloudy and cool. We'll stay in the 50s through the afternoon, fall in the 40s this
All right,
evening.
that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.